It's showtime at Homestead, Miami.
Andre Baranowskis at the line, steals it in the Indy 250.
Morgan to Baxter's in trouble, and they go. Gordon to the wall, jumps right around.
Side by side on the final lap, coming to the checkered flag.
Steve Morgan, the last lap pass, and the victory in Las Vegas.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and we are here at the Homestead Miami Speedway for race number 6 in season number 5 of the NOFSRL Turkey Hill Series, and glad I'm here doing this race for you guys during this rather interesting time in world history, but either way, I know a week ago I said that I was going to take a break, and technically I still am. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought, you know what, I should still do the races for you guys, because there's literally nothing else going on right now. So I'm going to go ahead, do the races. There's not going to be like edited tracks or things like that. I'll be back to using Windows Movie Maker, which actually means that the video quality is going to be better, surprisingly. And I probably won't have any co-commentators either. I just want to do the races and basically just kind of get them over with, in a way. I really enjoy doing the races, enjoy calling the races. That's one of my favorite things to do. But one of the big things I don't like doing is editing. And when all this stuff went down last week, I had still yet to edit the 2 Atlanta races. Hopefully you guys have seen both of those by now. And it's a chore to edit, and basically just want to do the races, do minimal editing, and just, you know, get these out on time, but maybe not as high quality as they were. But you're probably not going to notice much of a difference, especially considering that in Windows Movie Maker, at least, the quality of the video turns out better on YouTube than it does, and if I put it through Adobe Premiere Pro, which makes 0 sense, but you know what? It is what it is, and we're here, we're going to have some fun. I'm not on the Discord server right now. I'm going to stay away from there for a little bit. Unfortunately, a lot of my friends started arguing about this, and it's just like, you know what? I don't want to deal with it. That's a big reason why I kind of left initially. But it's still, in my opinion, part of my duty to bring these races out to you guys and entertain you a little bit, get your mind off everything for a while, and starting now, I'm going to go ahead and try to do all these races on schedule as I had initially planned. But either way, here we are at the Homestead Miami Speedway Turkey Hill Series Action race number 6. Of course, we had a wild race at Atlanta. You guys saw that. If this does happen to go up on time, saw that yesterday. I don't know if I'm going to get this up when I initially scheduled or what, but we'll have to see how it all goes down. But either way, had a wild race at Atlanta with Mark Allen getting the race victory for his first career Napa Fan win. And he moved himself in the points quite a bit, but he's not as good in the points as these guys. Josh King, who's going to start on the outside pole for this race, 157 points towards the championship. John Andrews is 7 points behind. Christian Vargas is 13 points behind. Jacob Hammond, 14 points behind. And Trey Smith, 18 points behind, coming into the New Era 300 from the Homestead Miami Speedway. First time that Homestead has not been the finale in this series, so it's going to be a little bit interesting having this race kind of in the middle of the season. But hey, we're here. That's what counts, and I hope you folks enjoy tonight's Turkey Hill Series race here from the Homestead Miami Speedway. And it will be the number 19 of Christopher Alphabet leading us to the green flag in tonight's 40-lap event here from Homestead. He'll be starting alongside our points leader Josh King for Logan Racing. In the number 41, Daniel Voiles will be alongside Mitchell Collins in row number 2. Our Las Vegas winner looking to get his second win of the season. We've yet to have a multiple-time winner this season in the Turkey Hill Series. We have already had it in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series with Alexander Rowe. Will Voiles get his second win of the season here tonight? We're going to have to see Lathan Strickland alongside his teammate Keyshawn Richardson in row number 3. Then we got ourselves Carter Friesen and Mark Allen. Mark Allen, our last winner here in the Turkey Hill Series, did that great job at Atlanta to hold everybody off at the end when everything started going haywire in that race. He's got a shot at possibly winning his second race of his career in 2 straight races. Then you got Seth Cole and Jonathan Logan in row number 5. And that'll run out the top 10 starting positions here from the Homestead Miami Speedway. Like I mentioned, the first time this race has not been the finale. It's a little odd coming here when it's not the finale, but then on the flip side, everything is feeling a little odd right now. So it's just normal that we're here and we're doing some racing. How about that? Christopher Alfie, Josh King on the front row. This one's for you guys. Hope you enjoy the race. Green flag in the air at Homestead. Lap 1 and a bonus point to Christopher Alfie in the number 19. That might be his first lap lead of the season. I haven't really talked about Alfie too much this year in the Turkey Hill Series. And then again, I haven't talked too much during the Turkey Hill Series this year anyway. It's my first Turkey Hill Series race that I'm doing this year. Interesting how those things work out. Josh King looking to the inside of Daniel Voiles. Voiles got a good clear on the rest of the field there, but now our points leader looking to go back to the inside. Josh King's yet to win a race in his career, but he has shown a lot of strength so far here in the Turkey Hill Series, and with a strict points championship, he's going to be a threat to win this thing when we head to Darlington in September. Voiles split the middle. He's got a run in the middle lane, trying to get a run on the outside of Josh King, as Alphabee's going to slide back in the 19 machine. Lathan Strickland looking to the inside of Mitchell Collins and Alphabee for third. Unable to do so right there. They're side by side for the race lead. King with the advantage, and the 41 will lead lap number 3 here at Homestead. My goodness, they're all over the place as they go down the front stretch here in Miami. Mitchell Collins, a great run for him in the 00. He's going to get a run to the inside of Daniel Voiles. You might want to watch out. If they go 4 wide here, it could become an issue. Of course, we went the entire West Coast swing without a yellow flag, and then we ended up with 3 yellow flags at Atlanta last week, all within the last 10 laps of the race. I don't know if we're going to see something quite like that here tonight, but either way, these guys, they're racing pretty close to each other, and I would not be surprised if we ended up with a yellow flag at some point in this race. Also, we're expecting 1 pit stop in this race as well, but this time it's going to be a little bit more towards halfway, just a little bit past halfway instead of near the end of the race. So that'll definitely help these guys out and maneuver their pit strategy. Of course, hopefully we don't end up with an issue like we did in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race at Atlanta, where literally everyone except Shane Lake came down. But hey, it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. And Josh King, I think he's fine with what's happening right now, as he is leading this field here at Homestead as the points leader. That's one of the best things you can do if you want to win a championship in a strict points championship. Win a race as the points leader. That gives you a lot of leverage throughout the entire season to really go after it. And we saw Nathan Baer do that last year, I believe, in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And of course, he went on to win the championship 2 races early. Bit of a different situation in the Turkey Hill Series, though. I think these guys are going to be a lot closer in the championship than they were in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series last year. But either way, these guys definitely putting on a good show here at Homestead. 3 wide for the second position. Daniel Voiles, Mitchell Collins, and that's Parker Smith almost in the Alphabee. Alphabee's been falling back like a rock. And outside lane's not working out too well for these guys at the moment. Of course, that middle lane is pretty much the preferred lane, but you can also get the inside lane to work as well here. But if you're all the way up in the marbles, you're going nowhere, and Christopher Alfie definitely showing us that right now. The number 19 as he continues to fall back midway through the field now for Scorpion Motorsports. Of course, his teammate Hunter Blades to the inside of him right there. And right now, I believe that's roughly around the 15th position on the racetrack here at Homestead. Got John Andrews here in the 32 looking to the inside of Alphabee, trying to get a run on Hunter Blade. Of course, John Andrews coming into this race second in the championship standings, only 7 points behind. However, the guy he's chasing in that championship is leading this race right now, and leading laps as well. Of course, at the moment, Josh King has led the most laps in this race, and if he were to win the race and lead the most laps, it would be a maximum points day for that team, and that's exactly what Josh King wants as the points leader. But keep in mind, we'll have a set of pit stops in this race. That'll definitely shake things up as this race goes along. And it'll be interesting to see who ends up getting the advantage once we get that cycle to occur later on in the race. Through the middle, Clark McKee in the 28, splitting Mark Allen and Jonathan Logan. That is for the 6th position, I do believe, and McKee's got it on those guys. Then you got Christian Vargas, the Phoenix winner from a couple weeks ago. He's also looking to split the middle and around. Zach Rogers got clipped by Matthew Brown. Oh, he's got to be careful not to clear the field, but that's exactly what he's going to do. In the wall, Chloe Reiner, Owen Miles, and Zach Rogers. And the yellow's going to fly on lap 10 here at Homestead. That was not a smart decision into the 93 right there. He ended up getting clipped by Matthew Brown and did not merge back onto the racetrack properly. And we have ourselves our first caution of the night here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Tough break there for Zach Rogers, Owen Miles. Chloe Reiner took a hard hit, but she does appear to be all right. Matter of fact, none of those guys seem to have massive damage. They should all be able to continue, but an opportunity for these guys to come down the pit lane. However, if they come down now, I believe they're still going to have to make another stop. We got 30 laps to go right here, and I believe the fuel windows are around 25 laps, maybe a little bit less than that. So I don't think we're going to end up with a situation like we did at Atlanta in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. I think everyone's going to have to make another stop after this, so that'll be interesting. We'll have to see if anyone takes tires. Some guys take fuel only. Going to be interesting to see how it all plays out here, but every single driver coming down the pit lane, all 40 of them, still on the lead lap, even though we had a few involved in the accident. Got Josh King going to lead the field down the pit lane, and we'll have to see what he does on his pit stop. We start on the outside pole. Looks like he's going to take tires. Tires are going to be a factor here at Homestead. Even though it's a pretty smooth surface, it does wear out those tires the more you run on them. And it's going to be a 4-tire stop for a lot of these guys. Josh King going to get off right here. And he will win the race off the pit lane. Lathan Strickland will go to second. And then Carter Friesen will beat out Clark McKee. And Noah Clifton will round out the top 5. So let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the night here in the New Era 300 from Homestead in the Turkey Hill Series. Zach Rogers getting spun off by Matthew Brown in the Chloe Reiner and Owen Miles. Massive accident in turn number 3 here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Well, here it is, coming off of turn number 2, Matthew Brown just slides up into Zach Rogers, and they were almost in a 4-wide situation right there. Zach Rogers did a good job saving it. He could have easily gone into the inside wall right there, but thankfully that did not happen. But unfortunately, Rogers did not judge his entry back on the racetrack correctly at all. And this is unfortunately a common theme in this game. They tend to not hit the panic decel properly, and they go into the corner full throttle as if they're on the banking. And right there, Matthew Brown actually got a piece of it. And Owen Miles, Chloe Reiner had absolutely nowhere to go. They were to the outside of all that once it occurred, and it wasn't as bad as it seemed. It seemed to be a pretty hard hit for all those guys, and it still was, but I believe everyone should be able to continue after this accident here from Homestead. But one thing I would like to point out, all those guys, Nick Smith and Jake Rogers, who were behind all that, narrowly avoided the accident. Thankfully, they're going to be able to continue here in the New Era 300 at Homestead. And replay this in real time. Zach Rogers getting spun off by Matthew Brown. And it was just an honest mistake right there, but Zach Rogers just putting it to the middle a little too hard into the corner, and Owen Miles and Chloe Reiner are not going to be happy with the driver in the number 93 after that one. But hey, it's just a video game. Can't fault Zach Rogers himself. Josh King continuing to lead the race. He has led the most laps here in the New Era 300 from Homestead. Let's go ahead and see what happens on the restart here in the New Era 300 at Homestead. I already said that, but just in case you forgot what I said, like I tend to do when I hear something and forget about it 2 seconds later, it's the New Era 300 at Homestead. We're back here at the Homestead Miami Speed. We're going to restart with 26 laps to go in the New Era 300 at Homestead. In case you forgot that name again, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be cooped up inside for a month. It's really going to mess with us, especially me. You know I'm already kooky enough. You don't want any more of that. Josh King, your race leader here, and then the number 41 machine with Lathan Strickland. A great run off the pit lane for the 88. Carter Friesen, Clark McKee, and Noah Clifton. It's the top 5. And you got Jonathan Logan, Christian Vargas, Edwin Mendez. Great run for Mendez. He's had a tough season so far. Daniel Voiles and Mitchell Collins rounding out the top 10. Back to racing. And everyone, except for Owen Miles, is on the lead lap. Miles a lap down as he did take an extended pit stop to repair damage on the number 52. And a good jump out of Josh King in the 41 machine. Carter Friesen looking to get a little bit of redemption from what happened to him last time in Atlanta. Almost got that race win. Had a great run for Go Neum Racing, and he would like to get another great run here at the Homestead Miami Speedway, but when it comes to the championship, none of these guys want Josh King leading this thing, and I know we're still early on in the season, not even a quarter of the way through the season yet here in the Turkey Hill Series. But you definitely don't want the points leader winning a race at any point throughout the season. Looks like there's a bit of a gap. Wondering if Brandon Mayhew had an issue in the 0-2, holding up Alex Bonksier back in there, or could have been somebody else. You see Seth Cole falling back. He started in the 9th position for this race, and he's deep in the field now. Owen Miles is going to be slow. Zach Rogers as well. Chloe Reiner. They were the only 3 drivers really involved in that, so I'm not entirely sure why there's a gap, only unless Reiner did start in the middle of the field, or Zach Rogers, or somebody could have had an issue. Trey Smith is down the pit lane, and that is what happened. That's a tough break for the Daytona winner. He's going to fall to the last position here at Homestead, and I don't know if they're going to get that car back out there. If it's a tire issue, they'll get back out there, but he obviously had to come down the pit lane, and that split the field up. How about Jonathan Logan right there? Did an excellent job calling the race with me from Atlanta in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and now he's going to the 2nd position as Carter Friesen falls behind on the outside lane. Edwin Mendez is going to move up to the 3rd position with Vargas in effectively 4th once he gets around Carter Friesen. If he gets around Carter Friesen, Friesen now double wide with the 82. Might get a run on Mendez for the 3rd position. We'll have to see. Got Mitchell Collins up here as well. Great run for Ryan Benjamin in the 21. Also got Parker Smith up here as well. A lot of guys looking for their first career Napa fan wins here tonight, including our race leader, Josh King, in the number 41. 2 laps till halfway here in the New Era 300 at Homestead. And Josh King has led a majority of the laps here tonight, but watch out for Jonathan Logan. That number 63 looks pretty fast. Anderson Racing has yet to win a race this season with any of their drivers. And that includes both the Chick-fil-A Cup Series and the Turkey Hill Series, but they might have a good shot here tonight in the Turkey Hill Series at Homestead with the 63. Now, last time we were here in the Turkey Hill Series, the race was won by Cameron Gaju. Cameron Gaju is one of the few drivers who has won a race in every single year of Napa Fan competition. However, he's not in any series currently, which is kind of a shame because I love the guy. He's been racing forever on Napa Fan, and he's one of those few, maybe 7 guys who have won a race in every single year on Napa Fan as well. Hate to see that streak go, but just thought I'd bring that up. Last time we were here in the Turkey Hill Series was won by a veteran driver, and we got guys like Christian Vargas, Edwin Mendez, Mitchell Collins, Noah Clifton. Noah Clifton's been driving a long time. John Andrews, who is the most experienced guy in the field. They're all running up here. You might want to watch out for him. Even Jonathan Logan's been racing for a while as well. He's got a couple wins in the Krispy Kreme series. He's definitely going to have a good shot at this race victory as he is cleared for 2nd. Vargas going to move up to 3rd here as he gets around Edwin Mendez. Mendez going to fall back in the 99. We're halfway through the New Era 300 here from Homestead in the Turkey Hill Series. Josh King holding on to the race lead. Jonathan Logan, though, looking to find a way around this 41. He's going to have to get a good draft on him, pull up to the back bumper, and find a way to the inside. I think that's the only way he can make a pass this late in a tire run. Got Vargas in 3rd, and they're starting to string out here for the top few positions, and that'll definitely make it harder for these guys to make moves. But once one driver makes that move, you're going to have a lot of guys make that move with them. Got John Andrews, Clark McKee. Great run for McKee. Of course, rookie driver here in the Turkey Hill Series. Doing an excellent job right now. Top 10 run for the Nanaco Racing driver. Vargas has gotten a run on Jonathan Logan. He's looking to the inside. Of course, Vargas going to get his 2nd win in 3 races. Got the victory at Phoenix and dominated that event. Much like Josh King is doing so right now in the 41. Got Mendez going to take 4th away from Mitchell Collins. And John Andrews also going to get a run on the 00, but it looks like Collins going to retain that position. Here we go. Jonathan Logan was able to clear Vargas, and he's got a run now on our race leader. Great run here for Jonathan Logan, looking to get to the inside of Josh King for the top position. And he's got a nose, but King's got the outside lane. He'll remain out front for the moment. Josh King, like I mentioned, coming into this race, the points leader. Doing an excellent job. He'll most likely get that extra bonus point towards the championship for leading the most laps here tonight. And if that's the case, that'll definitely help his championship run. Of course, this team doing everything right in this race so far. Had a great pit stop, but like I mentioned, they might have to make another pit stop in this race. Remember, they came down lap 11. Like I mentioned, the fuel window when I was doing testing was about 25 laps. They had 30 laps to go when they came down, which means that everyone's going to have to come down again at some point. So I'm wondering if Jonathan Logan's just kind of waiting it out. Maybe waiting for Owen Miles ahead of these guys. That 52 could get in the way of our race leaders. Wondering if Jonathan Logan, though, is just waiting it out. Looking to see if he can just stay in that second position when they come down the pit lane and maybe try to beat that 41 off the pit lane. We saw that happen in the last race. Of course, given we didn't have green flag pit stops in Atlanta, but Mark Allen was second when they came down for their cycle. Ended up beating off Owen Miles, and the rest was history from there as Mark Allen went on the win last time. We got 3 wide back in there. Noah Clifton, Ryan Benjamin, Mitchell Collins. That is currently for the 8th position. Jacob Hammond's up here. He almost got the win at Phoenix a couple of races ago. He's to the inside of Lathan Strickland, and got Mark Allen, our last winner here in the Turkey Hill Series, just outside the top 10 right now. A lot of great runs out of a lot of great drivers here. They've definitely been itching to get out there. I mean, they've all been cooped up in their houses, and now here they are, battling it out pretty hefty at the Homestead Miami Speedway. But Owen Miles going to get in the way of these guys. Josh King getting held up, and Jonathan Logan's going to gain a little bit of ground on the 41. That might have just been enough there for Jonathan Logan and possibly make a move. Now Vargas looking to the outside of Logan. He tried to get to the inside. That allowed Vargas to get a run up top. Mendez is going to go for third. Logan's going to go for the race lead. Jonathan Logan looking to take it away. They got 4 wide back in there. Brandon Mayhew, Mitchell Collins, Ryan Benjamin, all teammates and Railfan. Might want to watch for this. They figured it out, but back to the race lead. Logan looking to take it away from Josh King. He's going to lead. Lap 29. Bonus point towards the championship for Jonathan Logan in the 63. Still side by side for the race lead here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Jonathan Logan looking to get the run on Josh King for the race lead. And they are still side by side. Vargas helping the 41 up top, but Logan's going to have that inside, or will he? Josh King going to try to make a move there. How about Mendez looking to clear for the 3rd position and maybe for 2nd, and Clark McKay's up here in the 28. And they're still 4 wide in the back of the field. Or at least they look like they're going 4 wide. You got Boggs here in the middle of this. Josh Williamson. Mitchell Collins in the 00. It's a mess back in there. Josh King has not lost this race yet, though. He's going to clear for 2nd. And watch out for the 41. He might get to the inside of Jonathan Logan for this race lead. At some point, at least. 4 wide. Once again. That's John Andrews looking to make some moves on the inside. You know, John Andrews is good. He has shown a lot of strength this season. And, of course, more wins than anybody in this series. 11 Napa fan wins in John Andrews' career, and he's been racing pretty much since we began racing back in 2015. So you know John Andrews is going to be a solid driver no matter where he goes. He's got help from Noah Clifton. Another guy's been racing a long time on Napa fan as well. And here we go. The cycle will begin. Green flag pit stops. These guys got to be careful coming down the pit lane here. A big reason why we're using the 2013 version of this racetrack is because they can get down the pit lane much easier than they can in the version we used to use. That place is a disaster. That's why we never had pit stops at that one. I say about 10 drivers coming down the pit lane. A quarter of the cars coming down for their last pit stop of the night. But I imagine a lot more are going to come down this time. We're going to have to see if our race leader decides to come down. He will. That'll allow Josh King to pull out and lead another lap. Most likely securing King's position as the driver with the most laps led in tonight's race, giving him an extra bonus point towards the championship. But our race leader, Jonathan Logan, coming down the pit lane. I would imagine that the guys who just came down, the first time, are going to have the advantage. I think tire wear might not be as significant here as it is at other places, but it's still going to be enough where I think they're going to have an advantage on the rest of the field. But Logan, Parker Smith coming down the pit lane, and Parker Smith was right behind him. Because remember the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race at Auto Club a few weeks ago? Andrew Miller ended up winning that race because he ended up gaining so many positions coming into the pit lane. Rest of the drivers in the back coming down the pit lane. Josh King, Christian Vargas, Carter Friesen, Lathan Strickland, Zachary DeLello also up here as well. And here's Edwin Mendez, who won the race off of the guys who came down the first time around. So we're going to have to see where Mendez ends up falling out here. It's going to be a close one for Mendez. He might have a shot at the race victory, but he's not going to take the lead right now. Jonathan Logan and Parker Smith. What a great run for the 44. And Mendez has full steam ahead. He's going to get around the 44 eventually. Got Clark McKee behind him as well. He's got a little bit of help. Even though this is an intermediate racetrack, you got a little bit of help behind you. That makes you go just a little bit faster. However, Josh King in the 41 looks to beat out Jonathan Logan here for the race lead as they're going to come to 5 laps to go next time by. And King might get the advantage, but Logan has all the speed in the 63 machine. McKee's going to go to the inside of Mendez. That'll be for the 4th position. But King back out front here at the Homestead Miami Speedway, going for his first career Napa fan win. Now Parker Smith, who is also going for his first career Napa fan win, is going to get to the inside of Jonathan Logan for 2nd. Logan slipping up just a little bit in the 63. But these guys got to get single file. They're going to have a shot on the 41, and right now they are not content to do so. 3 wide for 3rd. McKee to the inside of Smith and Logan. Going to push Smith up to the outside. King's going to easily get around the lap machine of Zach Rogers. And Clark McKee looking to take 2nd away from Parker Smith, but they are running out of time. It's going to be 3 laps to go next time by. Got some other guys who are gaining on this lead pack. Christian Vargas, Jacob Hammond, Noah Clifton, John Andrews. It is possible that Josh King got held up just a little bit there by Zach Rogers, and that might allow McKee to have a shot at this. Logan back up the 3rd. 3 laps to go in the new era 300 at Homestead. Josh King, the points leader here in the Turkey Hill Series, has led the most laps tonight. He'll get 2 bonus points towards the championship for that. Whereas with leading a lap and leading the most laps, but will he get the most important lap led? That's the big question. McKee looks really fast in the 28. He might just have the fastest car on the racetrack, and let me tell you, he closed in quite a bit there. 2 laps to go here at Homestead, and to the inside for the race lead. Clark McKee, both of these drivers going for their first career Napa fan wins here tonight, and they're side by side with 2 laps to go at Homestead. Jonathan Logan in 3rd, looking to pounce in case these drivers tangle. Josh King going to try to work the outside lane. That's his only option at this point. McKee's going to slide him up the racetrack just a little bit, and to the point, with the white flag in the air, Clark McKee will lead it with 1 lap to go at Homestead in the Turkey Hill Series. But King still has a shot at this one. Will he cross over? He will not. He tried to stay behind him, but he lost the apex. And Logan's going to try for 2nd. I believe that's going to do it. Jonathan Logan to the inside of Josh King for the 2nd position as Clark McKee, the late rally in this one, is going to get his first career Napa fan win here tonight. Clark McKee will win the new era 300 at Homestead as Josh King finishes a bitter 2nd place after he led the most laps in this one here tonight. Jonathan Logan came close to 2nd, could not do it. He'll finish in 3rd. Christian Vargas, great run for him. Vargas will actually lose a little bit of ground on Josh King, but he'll most likely go to 2nd in the championship. And then Noah Clifton rounding out the top 5 for NS Racing, the number 46 team. But there's your race winner. It's Clark McKee. His first career Napa fan win. Casey Nanico's first career win as an owner as well, I think. Can't remember if he won a race in the Truck Series last year or not, but got one happy fellow right there driving the number 28. His name is Clark McKee, getting it done here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Josh King, Jonathan Logan, Christian Vargas, and Noah Clifton in the top 5. Parker Smith, Edwin Mendez, Jacob Hammond, John Andrews, Carter Friesen. The top 10 as you take a look at the rest of the results right there. Doing it the old-fashioned way because I don't even care anymore. I care. Don't worry, I care. I care about myself. I care about you guys as well. I just don't want to edit. So here you go. It's right there for you so you can read it. Hopefully you can read. If you can't read, I don't even know how you signed up. But either way, congratulations to Clark McKee, your race winner here from the Homestead Miami Speedway. And we'll see the points when we're done here. Doing it the old-fashioned way because I can't really talk about the points now. because I can't overlay the points on the screen for you, so you'll see how the points stack up once we're done. But I will say that Josh King is still going to be the points leader, I should say, in the number 41. And he's going to be a threat to win this championship here in the Turkey Hill Series. Next race, going to be at Texas, old-fashioned Texas. Good old original Enter 2003 Texas, one of my favorite original tracks to this game, and we still use the original Texas because it's the best Texas out there in my honest opinion, and we're going to have a great one there for the Whataburger 300. I don't know if you can go to a Whataburger now, but whatever. It's just whatever burger now. Clark McKee, your race winner here in Homestead, and we will see you guys soon. I'm hoping tomorrow night. I don't exactly know when I'm going to get these up, but soon for the New Era 400. I might do this race Friday night, the one you're seeing right now on Friday night, and do the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race Saturday night instead for the New Era 400. 54 laps here from Homestead for the 6th race of the season over in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Hope you stick around for that one. It's going to be a great one, just like this one was. This was a fabulous race. Great racing, no gimmicks. Clark McKee, your race winner. And here are the points in the Turkey Hill Series. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. Use hand sanitizer. Don't hoard toilet paper. And I will see you guys later.